yes, I should explain our next two presentations, right? There's a bit of a backstory, because I was talking on Twitter, I think, about smoking, I think it was. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, Mick McCann, who is a smoker, I should add, he challenged me to a duel.
Oh, you challenged me.
Was it? I can't remember. Anyway. I'm in charge here, Mick. I'm telling the story here. So anyway, I said okay, because I was going to do the epic hamster this evening, which a few people will probably be familiar with, but since Mick said no, let's fight it out, I said okay then, we'll do that. So it's a bit of a debate kind of thing. So Mick is going to go first, and then I'm going to follow with my presentation, which is kind of a counter argument. So, and then we might have a public vote as to see who supports which idea, maybe. So anyway, have you presented before, Mick? Yeah. He has. Still, he gets very nervous, actually, Mick. So, but let's have a big round of applause, please, for Mick McCann, who's going to give the first part of the debate. Thank you, Mick McCann.
Look, already he's set it up for a big talk, I don't know, it's small.
Ready?
Right, yeah, I'm just going to read it out.
Ready? Go.
Yep. Oh no, what have I got myself into? I'm taking on the legendary Ivor at Bettakultcha. It's his own ground. That's like taking Armley Primary School footy team to play Barcelona at the Nou Camp. He's a professional public speaker, I'm not. I'm a tubby, ugly, reclusive writer who blushes if the shopkeeper says hello. Maybe I'll get lucky with the topic. Nope, maybe I could rely on my humour. No, because I'm not funny. The topic: I'm defending the universally acknowledged evil of smoking, dirty smoking. Oops. An anti-smoking stance is one of the last bastions of allowable prejudice. Medical professionals hate smoking, quite rightly. It's highly addictive and bad for your health. Although legal, it's indefensible. So whatever anyone says about it, we just have to accept it and not question it. Any extreme socially accepted dogma is a very useful tool to create irrational fear and prejudice. Now, I'm not daft enough to try and persuade you that smoking is cool, or that you should get on with it. Cigarettes are addictive, and I'm more likely to die younger because I smoke, but that's my decision. All I'm asking is for some understanding or even rationality towards smokers. I don't want to impose my smoking on you. I don't want you to breathe it in. Not because it's dangerous, but because it's extremely unpleasant, irritant, can cause discomfort and makes your clothes stink. I'm extremely sceptical about passive smoking. We accept flimsy academic data because defending smoking is taboo. Take the link between passive smoking and lung cancer. The main claim, it's utter bollocks. No matter how well academics are paid to prove it or show results, they can't because they rely on science. These pie charts, these pie charts show the studies on passive smoking and lung cancer. Over 82% of the grey areas show no statistical significance, it's gone. 4 out of 5 studies show no danger, even with the dodgy statistical blah where are we up to? Oh yeah, the 2 biggest studies on passive smoking by the WHO and American Cancer Society showed no significant risk. So they can can they stop smoking outside? Is it really dangerous? I'd love to see that evidence. Should we stop smoking in open air like they're doing in New York? Ask yourself. Would you rather walk past me smoking 20 yards away, or someone with a giddy pit bull terrier? Now, another example of this acceptable prejudice is that at my wife's work, which will remain nameless, they've banned e-cigarettes from the office, the ones they sell for use on planes, which are odourless and give off water vapour that doesn't travel. So don't you dare spray in our office plants with water or like that. Oh, and that LED light at the end is so dangerous. Some argue that smokers should have restricted medical treatments. Well, they can fuck off because I paid for my cancer, thanks. In 2011, the cost to the NHS for treating diseases apparently caused by smoking was around £2.7 billion. That year's government profit on smoking was £12.1 billion, close to 3% of total government revenue. I'll let you do those maths. Some fascists would even like to stop me from smoking in my own home or in a car. Here's A rock-solid fact that I just made up. 90% of all NHS treatment is NHS related. Are we on one of them there slippery slopes? Once I've dealt with us smokers, are you next? Are you overweight? Do you drink too much? Maybe processed meats? Like the odd drink-related health problems are reckoned to account for around 12% of total NHS hospital spending. Add alcohol-related crimes and accidents, so the total cost of drinking is £6 billion a year. Being a bit daft, what's the cost of pavement pounders in knee and hip replacements? Go and try the oh shit. But flip-flop related injuries cost the NHS £40 million every year, and you know who you are. Stuff you won't hear in the evil smoking narrative is that nicotine and or smoking produces beneficial effects on the fine motor skills, attentions, memory, to treatment for major depressive disorders or epilepsy, some stomach disorders, Parkinson's, Tourette's, Alzheimer's, it goes on. If we really want to deal with smoking, why not save future generations and ban the sale of cigarettes? I'd quite happily pick it up from a chemist, pay for my script and buy them at cost. That'll never happen, because I fund £10 million of spending every year. To end on a happy note, I'm likely to die 13 years earlier, so you won't find me hanging around in an old folks' home. At a cost of 30 grand a year, I care. I'll save the state and relations £390,000, unlike you selfish smokers clinging on to life until the bitter end.
Ready?
Ready. Oh, yes. I love juggling. I love it so much, I'm addicted to it. But I'm addicted to particular types of ball that are made of plutonium, wrapped in blue asbestos and covered in fresh shit. I know it's stupid, but I'm addicted. What can you do? And I first started when I saw a film by David Lynch, and there was a clown juggling with these balls, and I thought, that looks so cool, I've got to do that. And millions of other kids also had the same idea, because before long, the entire country was doing the habit. And the great thing about these balls is that they were so cheap and so readily available. So if you lost a ball, you rolled under a car or whatever, didn't matter, you just popped into a shop, bought some more, off you went. And when I was growing up, I had such great fun with these balls. I'd go out with my mates and we'd go to cinemas, nightclubs, restaurants, and we'd take our balls with us. So if the urge just grabbed us, we'd whip them out and we'd start juggling. Now we noticed there was a group of people who objected to our habit. These people were called smokers. And they complained that they couldn't taste their cigarettes because of the stink of shit that was everywhere. And they also complained that occasionally a ball would knock the cigarette out of their hand or leave shit on their clothing or land in their food. And we said, well, you know, it's a free country, isn't it? It's just one of them things. We try and be careful, but hey, what can you do? And anyway, the smokers wouldn't have it. They complained and they started to form a pressure group because they wanted to put pressure on the government to do something about this juggling habit. Now, I don't know what we'd done wrong, how we'd offended them or whatever, but that's what they did. But fortunately, we had Big Nuke on our side because they made a lot of money from selling plutonium and they had a lot of plutonium to get rid of. So they lobbied on our behalf and told the government not to interfere with our habit. But the fascist smokers, every opportunity they got, they prevented us from doing what we enjoyed doing. And we thought, this is a free country, surely. But no, they had to interfere. Anyway, some scientific evidence started to emerge that suggested that juggling might be bad for you. They said you could get radiation poisoning and cancer and E. coli infections. How we laughed at that. I mean, it was true that some jugglers did die quite young and they were sick quite regularly. But, I know one juggler who knows another juggler who juggled for weeks non-stop and nothing ever came to him. Anyway, Big Nuke, they said no, they refuted all this and in fact presented evidence of their own that showed there was no, harmful effects at all. In fact, they said that the majority of the public enjoyed juggling because it brought merriment to their otherwise drab lives. But the smokers, they just wouldn't quit. They kept complaining. They said it was their right to have a free atmosphere in whatever environment they were in, whether it be a maternity unit. They wanted to be able to enjoy their newborn without having shitty balls falling all around them. Anyway, the scientific evidence started to stack up, and it got greater and greater, and it looked like, maybe people who weren't actually juggling, who were just standing around, might get the odd disease or radiation poisoning. But we wouldn't, until there was a direct link between plutonium and radiation sickness, we weren't having it, I mean, who's to say it's not other stuff like cigarettes causing these diseases? You just don't know, do you? And also, what these smokers forget is that if they stop us juggling, then all that revenue that goes to the government will be lost, and the economy would collapse as a result. So really, you need to have juggling in this country. But anyway, despite our best efforts, the government banned juggling. Can you believe it? But we insisted on keeping our juggling right. So we still have juggling breaks at work. We have to go outside and use non-lethal balls, but at least, we're on a break when everyone else is working. And of course, Big Duke had to find other markets for his products. So of course they started to look overseas at third world countries and stuff, and as it turned out they were right, because the children there, they loved these juggling balls and they couldn't get enough of it. And sure enough, over time they all got addicted and started to give the government their revenue, which was fortunate because then the government needed this money to build hospitals to cater for this epidemic of childhood leukemia cases that suddenly sprang up. Thanks very much. Juggling.
That was a bit of a heavyweight bout, so we're going to have a little interactive vote. Let's steady. Right. Okay. We'll go for Ivor first. So anyone who agrees with Ivor, I want you to cheer, holler, loop, do whatever you want to do. Stand on your head. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I don't know if your supporters are outside having a fight, to be honest with you. Okay, if you support Mick, I need you to cough, splutter, sneeze.
And smell, don't
And smell a bit, and maybe sort of look in your pocket for some change because you just spent it all on fags. Right, 1, 2, 3. It's a close decision. It's a split decision, I don't know, I might have to go to adjudication. Just a second. What do we think?
Ivor.
Oh, I don't know.
Biased.
He's been biased. Your mate's over there. Okay, we'll have. I think we're going to have to go for Mick. Yay!
Thanks, Mick. Thanks for indulging in our little debate there. That was a new kind of development that just came about by accident, really. We just make it up as we go along. But I think that went rather well, actually. So if a couple of people want to present as a kind of for and against, let us know, and we'll set it up.